Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to take you inside a Pakistani jail cell. It's a story that starts with one man's health but quickly unfolds into a national political drama. And it was all kicked off by a single, court-ordered meeting with the former Prime Minister Imran Khan after months and months of total silence. So, what kicks this whole thing off? Well, it's not some grand political maneuver, but something much more personal, an urgent health concern. The reports coming from Imran Khan's wife after a very rare visit painted a pretty grim picture of his deteriorating eye condition. And this health crisis, well, it becomes the crucial legal leverage for everything that happens next. And just like that, after 5 long months of a complete communication blockout, the Supreme Court basically smashes the doors open. It doesn't just allow a meeting, it orders one. And get this, in a really fascinating move, the court actually elevates Khan's lawyer to be its own official representative, tasking him with reporting back on Khan's health and his living conditions firsthand. So you have to be asking, right? Why now? After 5 months of what seems like stonewalling, why the sudden reversal? Well, the source we're looking at today offers up 2 very different theories. Okay, so theory number 1 is all about international pressure. The thinking goes that concerns over human rights and Pakistan's special trade status with Europe might have forced the government's hand. But our source? They're not buying it. They argue that if international pressure was going to work, it would have worked months ago. Instead, they point to a much more cynical and much more domestic reason. A frantic attempt to cover up and manage the situation because Khan's health was visibly getting worse. Now, this meeting, according to the source, isn't just a one-off thing. Nope, it's supposedly just one piece in a much, much larger puzzle, what they call the alleged endgame, a plan that lays out 2 possible paths for Imran Khan. So here are the 2 distinct paths being offered, according to this analysis. The first one is what the source calls the Nawaz Sharif model. The idea is Khan would be allowed to leave the country, supposedly for medical treatment, with the unwritten expectation that he stays out of politics for good. Option 2 is the puppet master model. In this scenario, Khan could stay in Pakistan, but he'd have to step aside and let a military-approved proxy run the government. He'd effectively become a powerless figurehead. And this is the heart of the whole conflict. The source is absolutely adamant that Khan has rejected both of these models, flat out. He would reportedly rather stay in jail than lead a compromised government that doesn't have a real mandate from the people. And his refusal, well, it creates a massive political stalemate. So with the national stage pretty much at a deadlock, the action shifts to the provinces. And here, the source describes a completely different strategy. Let's call it provincial power plays, a game where perception is absolutely everything. So, over in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, where Khan's PTI party is in power, the chief minister meets with the regional corps commander. The source claims the military is desperate for these kinds of photo ops. Why? To project an image of unity, to suggest the elected government is totally on board with its security agenda, whether that's actually true or not. And it's not just happening there. At the same time, you've got Punjab's chief minister flying over to Quetta to meet her counterpart in Balochistan. The source frames this as just another piece of political theater, a carefully staged national unity moment between 2 provincial leaders who, it alleges, don't even have genuine public mandates. It's all about looking cohesive. But hold on. While all these leaders are busy crafting these perfect pictures for the cameras, the source draws a really sharp, powerful contrast. What is the reported reality back home, specifically in the province of Punjab? This, folks, is where the story takes a dramatic turn. Remember that trip to Balochistan? Well, during that visit, Punjab's chief minister pledged this amount, a massive 10 billion rupees from her province's treasury to go and support Balochistan's law enforcement agencies, a huge gesture of interprovincial support. Okay, now keep that 10 billion number in your head for a second and look at this one, 12,000 rupees. According to the source, this is the monthly salary for Punjab's own sanitation workers, a salary which it claims hasn't even been paid for the last 3 months. And the consequences of this alleged disconnect? Well, they are stark. While billions are being pledged elsewhere, the source claims essential services back home are just collapsing. You've got sanitation workers protesting by literally dumping garbage in the streets, teachers demonstrating for their rights, and then, the most tragic part, crumbling infrastructure is reportedly leading to children falling into open sewers, with at least 1 recent death. So this brings us full circle, doesn't it? A story that started with the health of one man locked in a prison cell seems to reflect, in the source's view, the health of an entire system's priorities. And it leaves us with this final, really provocative question. When the political stage is consumed with crafting the perfect image, who is left to look after the people in the audience?